Hello, I am Eric Sieber.
And I'm Wendy Gretzinger. I got interested in art as a release from my stressful work that I was doing. And I found that art really slows you down and sort of calms you down, so I enjoyed it and I pursued after that. I love colored pencil and graphite pencil because that's what I started with. And then about a year ago, I changed my attitude about ink and found that ink was really nice to work with, ink and watercolor. So that's what I've been doing for the last year, and I really like it. The first painting that I ever sold was one of a cat, and it was my cat, and it was at the Franciscan Center. And he called me and said, "Your cat sold," and I was just amazed that I sold anything. But from that point on, I thought, if somebody is willing to pay for something that I do, I really love doing it because they thought enough to pay money to buy something that I made. In 2008, I was in the airport in Puerto Vallarta, and we were delayed about 4 hours. So I pulled out my art that I was working on. It was a cat, and I was just sketching it. And this guy from Chicago saw me and saw the art. He took his card out and set it down next to me and said, "When you get back into the United States, contact me because I have a project for you." So I followed up, and he wanted me to do a painting of the Middle Eastern Memorial Wall from Marseilles, Illinois, and he wanted it so that he could make copies of it and give it to the families of the fallen soldiers. So I got the photos that he sent me, and I started drawing, and I still didn't know what it looked like because I'd never been there. So finally I said, before I send him something, I want to see the place. I drove there with my husband. It was a 4-hour drive, but we went down there and we looked at it. And when I got back, I started from scratch because it was different than what I had imagined and what I'd seen in the photos. I finally finished it and sent it out to Chicago, and he made them into the paintings for the families of the fallen soldiers. And then he said he liked it so well, he wanted to donate it to the USO. So I said, sure. The USO called me, and they had an induction ceremony where they unveiled it, and then they hung it on their wall, and it's been hanging there ever since, up at Navy Pier. Oh, I guess I would say, I know it's a tough road, but everything you do is. It takes a lot of practice, and if you really enjoy it as much as I do, I would just say keep practicing and take advantage of any opportunities that you get to exhibit or to do as a commission. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm not good enough to do that," or "I've never done a building before, I've never done an animal before." But if you don't try, then you'll never get there.